Christ, you've got it all.
The most peculiar thing about Zombie 2 is there is no Zombie 1. Dawn of the Dead was released in Italy under the name Zombie, and it was an absolute success, thanks to an Italian copyright law that basically allows any product to be marketed as a sequel to another piece. Producer Fabrizio De Angelis decided to ride the Romero wave and take advantage of his movie's success. All this was done behind director Lucio Fulci's back, who would spend the following years clarifying to everyone that this movie was not a sequel to anything but his own take on zombies. Much to Fulci's approval, in some parts of the world, such as the United States, Zombie 2 was released with a basic but honest title of Zombie, or even Zombie Flesh Eaters in the UK. It's crazy that Zombie 2 was marketed as a sequel to Dawn of the Dead. Zombie 2 completely ignored the social commentary and character design made by Romero, and instead sought to bring back the traditional zombie. Writer Dardano Sanchi based the script on old films like the 1936 classic The Walking Dead, I Walked with a Zombie, and Voodoo Island, in an attempt to tell a story in which the undead curse comes from Caribbean voodoo. Zombie 2 stands as a fascinating case study of how a genre can change over time. Directed by prominent Giallo filmmaker Lucio Fulci, the movie starts with a boat drifting in the New York harbor, drawing the attention of the authorities, who find a zombie on board and awkwardly dispatch him in the waters. The police interrogate Anne Bowles, played by Tia Farrow, the boat owner's daughter, about her father's whereabouts. Anne has 3 months without knowing or hearing anything from him. After allying herself with journalist Peter West, played by Ian McClock, Anne decides she needs to go to his last location, the Caribbean island of Matul, which has a reputation of being cursed. Brian and Susan, a couple of vacationers who own a small boat, agree to take them to the island in exchange for some cash. On the island, Dr. David Menard leads an experimental medical camp with a small crew and his wife Paolo. Menard has witnessed several cases of dead people coming back to life, supposedly thanks to voodoo rites, and he wants to discover the science behind the phenomenon. Of course, the experiment will get out of control, and the island will soon be plagued by zombies hungry for human flesh, and our protagonist will fight for survival. Lucio Fulci didn't earn the title Godfather of Gore for nothing. Zombie 2 has one of the most imitated scenes of horror. The iconic death of Paolo, which includes a slow and heavy exposure of an eye being impaled on splintered wood, is still gruesome today and sends chills down my spine. The zombie effects here were top-notch for their time. Cinematographer Sergio Salviti captures a whole new type of zombie. Gone are the human creatures from the Romero films. Instead, we have shambling, decaying, honest-to-God monsters. They feel like more of a threat than ever before, and I think this was a positive shift forward for the genre. Films like Return of the Dead picked up the baton and further elaborated on the more inhuman kind of zombie. On its own, Zombie 2 has plenty of pleasures in the action department. The blood flows in a variety of zombie shootouts. Another impressive scene is where a zombie fights a shark. Yeah, you heard me correctly. A zombie fights a shark. And you know what? Somehow it works. Fulci made his zombies more terrifying, brutal, and cinematic. Fulci really had a knack for creating mood, shocking moments, and atmospheres that were uniquely his own. Absolute film was what Fulci called his horror works. The term absolute film meant cinema that wasn't just about story and dialogue, but based around the audiovisual aspects. That doesn't mean the movie is without its faults. The movie is kind of slow, but the final 15 minutes really make this movie great. It has all the stuff of a great zombie movie. A cursed island, zombies who actually eat humans and not just bite them and run away, a mad scientist trying to find the cause of zombies, an epic final stand, and lots and lots of blood and gore. During the ending scene, hordes of the living dead stumble across the Brooklyn Bridge. Although a national state of emergency has been declared and the local radio station has been overrun by zombies, the traffic below still flows freely in both directions. New York is overrun by zombies, but still life is normal in the Big Apple. Apparently this was due to budgetary constraints. There was just not enough money to stop traffic on the bridge. Speaking of the radio station, apparently it's easy to get reception from New York City on a Caribbean island. Now, while Zombie 2 may not have brought anything new to the zombie origin or backstory, and it does have its really slow moments, there is at least 30 minutes without any blood or gore. It's enjoyable for its effects work, score, and willingness to try something new with its creatures. Zombie 2 by Fulci is simply one of the best of the Walking Dead genre. If you haven't seen this yet, check it out.